Morning guys, I've got a video for you today on how I make my envelopes. I did video this yesterday, but my video camera cut out halfway through, so it didn't finish it off, so I'm going to attempt to do it again today. So I will make one to go with these. These I'm going to be making for a giveaway, because on the 15th of January I would have been doing YouTube for a whole year. So I thought I'd do a nice little giveaway with all sorts of little bits and pieces for you. So I really do appreciate all your comments and all your subscribers. I think you're absolutely fantastic. So I thought I'd do lots of little bits and pieces in a little package for you. But I'll show you in another video what it's going to be. But this is going to be part of it. So to make these, I've used, let's just pop those over there. This is 120 gram paper. Now I've tea and coffee stained this. It's thicker than copy paper, because I think copy paper is about 80 grams. So this is a really nice weight. So we use one of those. The stamp I used is this. I've actually printed it out on this piece of paper, which is this one. But you can use any stamp. It doesn't have to be this one. The napkin I used is this one. So it looks quite yellow, but once you've popped it on there and you've inked it, it sort of like mutes it down a little bit, and it's also been gessoed as well. So that's the napkin. These are just words that I have, which I print out on Google Docs. So I have like sheets of words, then I just rip them off when I need them. So we need that, we need the stamp, and then some just bits of fabric. So these are the bits of fabric that I've just used, and some seam binding. And there's a little bit of lace left over, that's all I've got. So we need to blend it in with these ones so they all match. So to start with, I'm going to do another big one. So what I did, I've taken a piece of this and I fold it not quite in half. So this is the lip to come over for the envelope bit. So fold it down here, and then I fold this piece over. You want quite a nice lip here, so you can actually decorate it. So we fold that over like that. Perfect. And then what I'm going to do, oh, listening. Oh, excuse me. I'm going to just cut the little bit here out. So the little hole bit there, so you can pull the little bits of paper out. So I've just got this big punch. It's a 2-inch circle punch, which is a great size for this. So just eyeball it, pop it out like that. So that's that bit done. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to stamp it. So these stamps, I think I got this one from Etsy. Very inexpensive, and they're just fantastic. I keep mine on the acetate back, so I got something a bit harder to just press down with. So I'm going to use some stays on with it. So pop that, and then I'm just going to take this and just randomly print all over it, stamp on it. Like so. Oops. Gosh, everything falling over. So it doesn't matter where you stamp, because some of it you cover up with the napkin anyway. So these are just random stamping. So yeah, you can use any stamps that you like. If you want, I do have a music one which I love using, because it sort of blends itself into any sort of subject really. So you can have it as shabby chic or vintage or anything. So let's just stamp this. This way, I think. There we go. So that's just a nice random stamping. Nice mess I've made already. That will go over there. And then what I need to do, so that's just like that. I'm going to pop those a bit further over out of the way. Give me some more room. And then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to ink the edges. I need to get a new one of these. It's looking a bit manky, isn't it? So what I'm going to do is just ink the edges like this, just quickly. What I normally do when I want to do sort of like envelopes, I try and do them all in one go, because you tend to have them all matching better, and also you get all your napkins and your fabric and everything out. And then you know your colour palette and your subject that you want to use. So this has got sort of a butterfly on it, which I think is really pretty, because you can then all incorporate different butterflies. So if you have any other butterflies, little cutouts, you can add those as well. Let's do the inside bit. I'm using vintage photo ink on this one, but obviously you can use whichever one that you have or your favourite. So let me just do the inside of this, because you'll be able to see this when you open it up. Down there, around this bit, and then just do this bit here. Okay, so once that's folded in like that, there we go. Pop that there like so. So this napkin, sort of try and use sort of like a quarter on each envelope that I use. Obviously some of them are a little bit smaller, but then I can put more on the back. So what I'm going to do is we'll pop this bit on the front, I think. We don't want it the same as this one, so that's good, because the butterfly went that way, so we want to go in a different way. So let's just rip this through here. So we'll do a little bit of decoupage, but I'm going to do my decoupage with a glue stick on this one. I just want it along here. Turn this little bit off. Now this one has got 3 layers on it, so we just want the top layer. And then you can just see a little bit of the stamping underneath. So it looks pretty. So what I'm going to do, I'll get my glue stick, stick this down. This glue stick is great. These ones are fantastic. These are Portuguese ones, so they are really, really strong. So there's my little flat edge, and just do it gently so it just lies down flat. And then if you don't glue over the top, it just feels like fabric. It feels lovely. It works really, really well. It's sticky on the edges. Chop the little excess bits off. Down there. So there we go. And what I'm going to do, I'll pop another piece up here on the top. Just a little bit. Okay. Stick this down here. Squidge it down with this so it lies flat. Be very gentle if you're going to use one of these, so you don't rip your napkin. And this sticks really well. And we'll go over it with my heat gun in a minute, just to dry all the little gluey sticky bits. Okay, so that's there. And now I'll pop something on the back. Which one should we have on the back? So I stuck this side. Oh, I think I'll do the opposite side. So let's go through this bit, tear this little bit off. There we are. I have done a tutorial on these using actually Mod Podge, one is sort of like a white liquidy glue, but I found that using this glue stick is brilliant because it stops the shiny. I'm not a fan of the shiny glue, so I quite like it to be matte. This keeps it matte, so not quite enough glue there, I don't think. There we go. Look, and that's going to press too hard, it's ripped it there. I'll just stick that back down. Being a little bit too heavy-handed there. Let's take that piece off. There we go. So I'm just going to quickly use the glue gun. Not the glue gun. Oh, I haven't used my glue gun for ages. The heat gun. So that's all dry. So see how quickly it all comes together. So it looks really, really lovely. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to add some of the fabric. You can add as much of the napkin as you want, however much you want to cover it. But I think that's enough in this one because it's sort of like about the same as these. So let me get some of my bits of fabric that I used on the other ones. Just add a little bit to the top. So let's have a look. So let's chop a little bit of this off. So it's a good chance to use up some more of your scrap fabric. Put a little bits on there. That can go. Let me just do it so it lies flat. There we are. Then we have the little bit of lace on here. Cut that off. Go. Put that underneath, I think. What I've done on these, I did actually go and sew it here, but I won't sew it today. I'll do that afterwards. But I've just stuck them down on here with, I use the 3-in-1 on here, and then I've just gone over it here, but I'll just stick them down for quickness today. So we'll pop that on, and then we will have a word. What do we have on that one? We've got dream, love and believe. So we can have imagine down here. So this is quite handy because I like to just print them off, and then I've got whatever words I need. I've got different sheets with different words on. It all depends what you want to make. So just roughly tear that off. And where did that go? It's just disappeared. Strange. Oh, well, oh, there it is. God, I'm going mad. There we are. Pop that down. And what I was going to do is just ink the edge. I'm making a right mess today. There we go. Okay. And then that can just be stuck on there. Right, so a little bit of 3-in-1. You can use fabric tack or anything. I have a couple of bottles of this, so I'm going to be using this up before I buy any more fabric tack. stick that on here. More on top. Stick that on there. So. And then, there we go, before I lose it again, put this on here. Once you've got your bits and pieces together, it doesn't take very long to make these up. Once you know what fabrics and what napkin, you can have it all out in front of you. It doesn't take long to make it all up and make it look pretty. See, look, that looks really nice. So we need something down here. Let's pop a little bit of this. It looks quite bright here, but I'm going to gesso over the top, so it will sort of mute it down just a little bit. Oops. There we go. Put that there. Scrunch it up just a little bit, like so. There we are, that looks nice. And then on the back, do something on the back as well. Maybe just put a strip of this on the bottom. There we go. Scrunch up the edge. Along there, and what I'll probably do as well is pop a little bit of seam binding on there. When I sew it on the machine, I'll pop some seam binding on it and like brush it up a little bit. Okay, so if you don't use a machine, if you don't have a machine, you can either hand stitch on these to give it a bit of dimension, or you can just glue them down. So just glue along these edges here and stick that down, and then pop that on there. So, but I will stitch around here and stitch along these bits and through these, and then probably add, maybe when I sew it on the machine, I'll just wrinkle it up like this to add a little bit of more dimension. So there we are. So that's that done. So move all this bits and pieces out the way. So that's stuck. So I'm going to open it back out again like so, and I'm going to add some gesso to it. So put the lid on. What did I do with my lid? There we go. So let's get the gesso out. So this is the difference. Because you see, it's a lot brighter. And this sort of like, I don't know, makes it sort of like, shabbies it up a little bit. I think it makes a big difference. Obviously you don't have to use the gesso, but I do like to use it, especially on fabric, because it just gives it just another look, different look. So try not to use too much, because you're going to always go over it again, so you just give it a little light brush over. Like this, and once it's all dry, go over it again with a little bit more ink, and it just sort of like takes the whiteness off, if that makes sense. Oh, the fluff. So you just need a tiny bit on your brush, because you can always add more. It's quite difficult to get rid of it, but you can always add more. They say less is more. Turn it round. There think that's enough. Can you see it just makes it look really nice. I just love the look of it. Oops. There we go. Give it a quick blast with my heat gun. Dry, and then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pop a little bit more of the distress ink, oopsie daisy, over the top. So that's what sort of like takes the yellow off the napkin, so it doesn't make it look so yellow, it makes it more sort of vintagey. Fabric. Oops. And there we go. So easy. Fold it all back up again. And there. And then we have it. Nice little envelope. So what I would normally do when I'm sewing it, obviously you don't have to sew it, I sew the front flap first. So because when I normally sew, I just sew up through here, up to here, but when you're sewing all the way round this way, it shows the back of the stitch, and I like the front. So what I would do, I would sew this around the edge first, this way, and then turn it over, and then just sew up the sides like this, so then you don't show the back stitch on the front. So there we go, guys, that's another envelope done. So these all go together. And I will find some more bits and pieces to pop in here for the giveaway, but again I'm going to do another video for you with all the little bits and pieces in here. So there we are. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope it has videoed all the way to the end. So I really don't fancy doing another one of those. I will be doing a different one. So please do have a go, and I'd love to see what you do make, because I really do appreciate you all watching and your comments and everything. I think it's fantastic. So I hope you all have a lovely day, and I will see you soon. Thank you. Bye bye.